have a really special guest on today with me. Her name is Kiki. Last name I will not even pretend to announce. Last month, she and I stood at 20,000 feet together on top of the Occoquan in the Andes in South America. I have seen this woman in freezing temperatures with wind blasting in her face, and she always kept this beautiful presence and joy in every moment that I hadn't seen when trekking across the world. I have seen her strength and her quiet in places that really you can only find in the mountain, and seen that presence, that ability to be present in the moment is so rare. I personally try to completely zone out when I'm trekking and pretend like it's not happening. But Kiki does the exact opposite. She is also famous for being the first Greek woman to attempt Everest. She's got her own company. She's been on TED Talk. She does social work, an incredible woman. Kiki, thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to dive in with you.
Chris, the pleasure is mine. I'm really, really excited for being in your podcast. And it's not only my pleasure, but also it's an honor to talk with you because you are such an amazing person. And I also admire you because you talked about me like I am a very special person, who I am, indeed. But believe me, you are really, really amazing. And when I first met you in the mountains, I was like, wow, look at her. She's such a strong and at the same time so soft. And you were listening actually. And that was really, it is
Mm.
rare to find people who are really listening.
That, yes. It,
Yes.
it throws me off for a second because I didn't notice that people saw that. Because I always
Yes.
I try to, when I'm speaking to people, be very present because that's my favorite part of traveling. It's certainly not, I don't go on those treks to really see what I can do physically. I do it to see what I can meet, like who I can meet, what I can learn. So I love that you noticed that. That's that's
Yes.
really humbling.
And especially in the conditions that we had in such a high mountain,
Mm,
it's not easy to be present and really listen because we want to talk and express how we're feeling because we're struggling actually. But you were there and you were trying to make people feeling
mm.
comfortable, relaxed, to take away their stress because when you are above 5,000 meters, everything is difficult, everything.
Yes,
So it
absolutely.
was
And I will
really
say,
nice to be with.
I put on a performance for you and the team above 5,000 meters. I put on Ed Sheeran's "I Don't Care," and one of the other women and I danced for the crew because I
Yes,
could feel in that moment. I was like, everybody feels a little down. Like
yes,
this is the high camp too. We're not feeling great. So you know what would make this better? Ed Sheeran.
yes. It was an amazing moment, actually. Yes.
I'll post that video at the end of us dancing.
Good.
Well, see, getting to see you trek was a really unique experience that I hadn't seen before. The treks that I had done had been more touristy treks, Everest Base Camp, Kilimanjaro. Your abilities, the way you tap in when you trek was other level. Like you, it was very inspiring to watch you. You never seemed upset. You were very calm and very steady, but you had this smile on your face. You were able to see, you had your head up enough to see the rainbow when it appeared in the sky, to check in on the other people when you're trekking. So it felt like your environment, like this is your home. This is where you are the most centered.
It's nice that you are saying that you notice that. What I'm doing actually when I'm hiking is that I feel like I am part of the mountain, that I'm not an outsider, and I accept whatever the mountain brings to me.
Mm,
So for me, acceptance is really important, and also adapting is a very important element if you want to climb, especially how mountains. Because if you start moaning, if you start feeling uncomfortable with all the uncomfortable situations that you're going to face for sure, because the environment is not friendly. But
Hmm.
if you accept it, you will find it friendly. So if it is cold, it's okay. You can put on your jacket. You don't have to moan. It's okay. You're going to freeze anyway. But you have to keep on walking. Otherwise, not only you are not going to enjoy, because we're going there to have fun, not only for the achievement. Because if you go only for the achievement, something is missing. We are not. I believe that we are going there to give a gift to our soul.
Mm.
It's not only for to prove how strong and how amazing we are. It's for me. It's like not a prayer, but I feel a better person.
Mm.
The woman who climbs the mountain is a completely different woman with the one who reaches the top, the base after the climb, on the
Mm.
descent. Because through the difficult situations that we face, I believe that we're getting not only stronger but also better persons because we put down our ego, our how to say our self-esteem gets stronger, but
Mm.
also we feel like we are very small comparing to the majesty of the mountain. Um, so for me, it is very, very important when you climb to focus your energy not only to the beauty, but also to make a deep dive within
Mm.
and listen. What is your thoughts? What are you are thinking? Are you scared? And if you're scared, what is the fear? And it is very, very important for me to listen to your fears, but make them best friends.
Mm.
Keep them next to you like a companion, but don't allow them to take decisions for yourself. So they are very good consultants. Like, okay, now something difficult, something dangerous is happening, but don't stop. You just have to be careful. And even when I'm scared, I don't stop.
Mm.
This is for me very important that I keep on going because the mountain is welcoming me with its own way. Maybe it is a storm or maybe it is cold conditions, but it doesn't mean that it's not friendly.
Mm.
It is just her. It is her
Mm.
way to show that who she is.
Yeah. And you could feel each mountain's energy is different. They
Exactly.
approach you in a different way. They embrace you in a different way. And the stuff you're talking about, listening to your fears and honoring them without allowing them to make your decisions for you, that is so, you say it so simply, but that's something that people take lifetimes to learn. Is that something that you naturally did growing up, or is that something you learned through trekking?
No, to be honest, I wasn't like that. Now I'm 47,
Mm.
but only when I reach my 35 years, I had the breakthrough, and it happened suddenly once when I was attending a conference, a TEDx conference, and I listened to one speaker who was talking about how to live your dream life
Mm.
and how not to allow your fears to control your decisions. Until that time, I was a person who was under the spell of my fears, to be honest. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine that one day I would make big dreams. I wouldn't allow my fear to be just partners and not the controller. Um, Maybe I was ready to make the,
Mm.
you know, the the change in my life. I don't know why it happened, but it happened suddenly in in one moment. And after that moment, after that talk, because I got very, very inspired through this talk, I said that Kiki, I don't know how you're going to do it, but from now on, you're going to change. You're going to become the Kiki who
Mm,
you really want to be. I had no clue who I wanted to be. I had no experience with climbing, zero experience, and I didn't want to be a climber. I didn't have any dream since that day, but I was sure that I'm going to be happy. Although I had a very good life, I was already living a very easy and happy life. I was in love with my husband. We just had our new house. We were doing new plans. Everything was amazing. But something was missing. And it was missing my true self. I didn't know who I am and
mm,
until how high I can reach and how happy I can become. So I think that everyone at some point in our life has have this how to say this moment,
mm.
but maybe we're scared to take the next step and we stop. Some others are more stronger and more brave and they take the leap of faith, and some others they don't. But I think that it is much easier than we think that it's going to be. But it's only the fear that of the unknown, that what is going to happen. Changes are not easy to happen.
Hmm.
We have this um, doubt because we are scared of the unknown. But actually, it's not that much difficult. It's much easier.
And exciting. I tell people when you learn who you are, when you actually find yourself, introduce yourself, and start making decisions from that point, it's like a superpower. The
Exactly.
world doesn't control you anymore. Your emotions are there, they're present, but they don't force you to play with them anymore. They're more like asking for attention.
Exactly. Now, actually, you said a very powerful word that you feel more strong, more powerful. And
Absolutely.
I will tell you that, Chris, since that day, I still remember the date. It was the 12th May of 2014. After that day, I feel that nothing can stop me. I can become and do anything in my life the moment that I decided.
Mm,
If I decide that I want to do that thing, nothing can stop me. And this feeling of power, can I say, it is amazing.
absolutely.
We only have to believe in ourselves, and the moment that we believe, it's only what we have to do is do the steps, make our dream a goal, and the goal should become, small steps that we have to do. And the one of the secrets to achieve a big goal is to be disciplined. Because some days you may don't feel like you are in the mood, or you're not so strong, or you have maybe doubts. But if you are disciplined on and you keep on doing the work, it will happen. One day you will reach the goal no matter what. Just keep on working
Mm.
on the goal, be focused.
That
You
is
have to be
something
determined, disciplined,
yeah,
and how to say, contagious.
uh, consistent, continuous,
Consistent, yes,
continue. Just keep going.
consistent, yes, yes, keep on going, yes.
That's definitely something I learned from from this trekking. The first time I trekked was the Everest Base Camp trek, and I'd never done anything like that before. I'd never been at altitude before. And it was shockingly humbling. I'd considered myself a fit person. And on those, like, I think it's day two is a really long day where you're mostly, that's the most gain. And I had to stop every 10 feet. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I can't do this. If I
Yes.
can't do 10 steps, I am never going to make this. And I had to turn that off. I had to say, okay, take one step. All right, another step. And I slowed my pace. I had to lower my ego. I had to lower my expectations of self, quiet that mind noise, and just keep walking. It was life changing to have to do that. I'd never been physically forced to do that before.
For me, mountains are the best school
Hmm.
because whatever I apply during hikes, I apply in my daily life. And it is amazing how much easier and happier I am ever since. Because through mountains, I have learned that life is actually really good. Because in the mountains, everything is dangerous, is difficult. And in real life, everything is easy. We're
Yeah.
stressed when we're in our office. Whereas if you really think of what are you doing, why you are scared and stressed, you're in your office in a safe environment. You have water, you have a heater and cooler machine. You can open the fridge and have food.
Yes,
Everything is
DoorDash
safe.
will come to your house with food. Yes.
Yes, but we keep on having this feeling of fear, of stress, because actually we don't put ourselves in a dangerous condition, and we don't know what does it means to be in a really dangerous environment.
Mm,
So if you don't know how it feels, you don't know how to appreciate the other things, the easy things that real life gives you.
mm.
Recently, I listened to an interview of Alex Honnold, the climber. He's one of the best climbers ever. And he said something really nice that people, and a reporter asked him, how are you doing the solo climb without any safety rope? Because he climbs right like 1,000 meters without any rope.
Yeah,
And if he,
Yosemite,
Yosemite,
2,900
exactly.
feet. Wow.
And he said that, first of all, it's not that I'm doing something without practice, but the way that I am disciplining my mind is that because I have already imagined the that maybe something will go wrong, I know how to react.
Mm,
And he says that people in the airports, you can see them that they are stressed, they are like upsetting because they might lose the flight, and they say that, come on, guys, this is not a good reason to feel upset and feel angry and have all these, negative feelings. You should go more often into the outdoors, experience what does it means to be in danger conditions. And if you do that, believe me, the next time that you will be in an airport, you will find everything amazing. You won't find anything, stressful,
mm,
nothing, because it is in the mountains. I have realized, I have learned how to distinguish the important things from the real important things. What is the most precious thing in our life?
mm,
Our life. But we don't really take care of it. We don't eat good. We don't exercise. We don't take care of our sleep. We don't take care of our soul, our
mm.
feelings. We are all the time stressed. But we should stop and breathe and relax and look around and embrace and be grateful for what we already have. But for example, every day when I go to my work, because I use my bicycle, I live in a very nice city in Greece, where I have how to say, the luxury to move with my bicycle, and
Mm.
I don't have to take my car. So every day I go to my office, I raise my head and I see the sky and I see the trees that they are bloomed, and I realize that nobody actually is smiling, nobody is watching the flowers or the sun that is shining because they take it for granted, but it's not. If you just take a break and you breathe deep and and you see around you, you will realize how lucky you are that you are having everything.
Mm.
You are healthy, you have your family, you have a job, you have a house to stay, you are eating meals, whereas other kids, they don't have not even one meal to have, to enjoy. If we appreciate what we have, believe me, for example, the mountains have taught me to appreciate our breath. You realize how difficult it was to,
For
we were
sure.
struggling just for putting our t-shirt or to put
Yes.
our boots.
Yes. And your heart is working
Everything was
so hard
difficult.
up there.
Yes, everything was difficult.
Yes.
But we don't appreciate in our everyday life.
Mm.
The moment we will start appreciating the little things that we have, the more happy we are going to become. For me,
Absolutely.
this is the most precious gift that the mountains have given to me, to live simple and appreciate the smallest gifts.
It's funny, there's a lot of parallels between trekking and deploying, like for the military. You do so much preparation up front. You consider what's the worst that could happen. You plan for it. You figure out how you're going to address it. And when you're there, you're so laser focused on surviving. And the fears are different because they're real. They're real life threatening fears. So you have to address them in order. You can't worry
Mhm.
about what are people saying on social media because this fear is a lot closer. And that prioritization is one of the reasons that we come back from deployments changed and we don't know how to communicate with the world
Exactly.
anymore because the world feels so loud. Because the fear that we feel when we're sitting here in this room, it thinks fear doesn't have like a different voice metrics. It's not going to come in louder when it's life threatening versus when it's just emotionally triggering. We react to fear every single time like it's life threatening,
Exactly.
unless we start looking at it differently. If we allow a bad social media post or a bad news report to make us feel like our life is in danger, then we're living in fear. But if we stop for a second, ask ourselves, is this really life threatening? How big is this? What is this going to affect? How am I going to respond if the worst thing happens? And then just kind of let it go. Because what we're facing in these rooms is not life threatening. It's uncomfortable. It could be change. It could be scary. It could be unknown. But once you have felt true life threatening things, it's easier to put them into perspective in your mind. You hear that nagging fear and you're like, all right, shh, shh. I'm home. I'm in Northern
Yes.
Virginia. It's gonna be okay.
Exactly, exactly. So a very good advice for your audience is to tell them to go outside.
Yes.
Just they don't have to be mountaineers, just trekkers. Go
Mm.
for for an easy walk. And I think that the more we put this activity in our everyday life, maybe during weekends, because we can go to to a park,
Mm.
to a forest. We don't have to go to high mountains, but we can prioritize our needs and our life. And believe me, they will feel immediately actually more alive,
Yeah.
first of all. And it's going to become easier the way that they're going to face the struggles of everyday life.
Yeah.
For me, that was the most important, and actually one of the words that the phrases that this speaker were telling during the TEDx conference that really triggered me was that he said that if you want to find your passion and find what is your real um, purpose in life, you can find it easier if you go and spend time into nature.
Mm.
Of course, you can meditate, you can go to a psychologist, but that all this procedure might take time. But if you go into the outdoors very quickly, very easily, you can you will you're going to have this contact with your inner self. It happens easier,
Mm.
immediately actually, and you can feel alive.
Yeah.
The moment you go into the outdoors, you will realize that you are there.
Mm.
You are present. You hear your breath. You can suddenly you are watching. You can hear the birds. You will feel the air, the
Mm.
breeze. Whereas in the city, we don't do that. You're not present. You don't feel the small um, how to say gift.
Elements, seconds. Yeah. Well, the
Hmm?
small little nuances of life.
Yes,
We're so worried about getting from one spot to another. Like, I've got to get here, I got to do this. When you're trekking, that is not the point. When you go for a walk, the point is going for a walk. And
exactly.
bring you bring water and you bring food because you're listening to your body. I feel thirsty. I feel hungry. I need to take a break. These moments of checking in with your body are critical. It's like you're getting to know yourself on a very intimate level that most of us just don't learn to do.
And the more you do it, the more you will recognize when you are at home.
Hmm.
You're going to listen to yourself easier because now you have already the experience of how do I respond.
Yeah, absolutely. It's uh, it's also very, it helps me put into perspective my place in the world. When I'm a big old goober. I will 100% go out and hug a tree, but I like to sit on the ground. I like to lay on the ground and look up at the sky because that reminds me how big this planet is and how big this location is where I am and just how small my existence is in this whole microcosm. And it makes me feel better. Like everything I felt I was carrying, I'm this little piece. I'm this little piece.
Exactly.
It
And
matters so little when you can look up and feel scope and magnitude of how big this planet is.
And sometimes also we believe that we are the center of the world. So our problems, we think that they are the most important and the most, the biggest. But when the more you travel and the more you see the world, you are going to realize that you're not such an important. Your problems are not important for the bigger um, picture.
Right.
So you can put all the things that are worrying you into the place that they really belong,
Mm,
not to make them really to feel like they are the most important and the most difficult because they're not. There are
right.
bigger problems out there. So sometimes we should think that we are not the center.
It helps. It
Yes.
helps you feel better about the things that are bothering you. They feel more manageable when you recognize that the world is much bigger than you.
Yes.
There's this meditation I did, and I can't remember who used to do this, but when you'd start the meditation, they would have you envision a box.
Hmm.
And you'd go to the box and you'd open it and you'd put all of your thoughts into this box. Whatever is bothering you in this moment, just put in the box. Promise you'll be back. We can worry about this together later. I'm just hold this for a second while I go do this meditation. I'll be back. Like we'll still suffer together, but just hold this. That's training that we can apply to every part of our lives. When you're present, you're not worried about the future. You're not worried about the past. You're worried about the
Exactly.
next step. You're worried, you're feeling your breath, you're feeling the air. You cannot focus on all of those things at once. So you get to choose which one makes you
Exactly.
feel best.
Exactly. And also, I will tell you something that I have applied after going more and more into the outdoors. I have decided that I am going to be happy from now on. Because for me, happiness, it's a choice.
It is a choice.
And the moment I choose to be happy, no matter what happens, maybe I have a headache, let's say. I, f- I meet people and I ask them, how are you? And they say, oh, I'm not well, I'm having a headache and I'm having all these problems. But if you ask me, even when I have a headache, I will reply like, oh, I'm amazing, I'm really good, but I'm just having a headache. Because I have decided that I am happy, I'm good. But my head is having a headache. It's okay. It's not um it doesn't dominate, can I say?
Absolutely.
My whole being. So no matter what happens to me, I am happy
Mm.
and I am dealing with whatever issue I have. Either it is a financial problem or it is bad weather because people sometimes are changing their mood according to the weather. If it is raining, oh, how I'm going to be hearing this because
It's
we are
so
very
gray. It's
expressive.
so gray today.
We are all the time moaning. If it's raining, oh, I'm not good. It's raining all day, all week. Come on, it's raining. It's good.
Uh, I have been saying for years, happiness is a choice. And people look at me like I'm a crazy person. I'm happy. It has nothing to do with the news or the
Exactly.
pain I feel in my shoulder or what's going on in my family. I am happy. It's a
Exactly.
choice. And you can see that on the mountain. I could see you just smiling randomly and you looked just content. You were happy in the moment. And while everybody else is struggling and dealing with the wind and sliding down the mountains, it's a choice. That is a painful experience, but that doesn't control how you feel.
Exactly. Exactly. It is. It's not. mm, It's not maybe easy for everybody. Maybe some people are more. They see the glass half full.
Hmm.
But if you put it in your mind slowly, slowly, and if you keep on saying to yourself, you will realize that life is going to be easier. Maybe for me and you, it happens more naturally and spontaneous. But the moment that you will really decide that it is on you how you're going to feel and not in the uh, um, in the environment because nothing is going to happen the way you want. You can't control life, but you can control how you are reacting to the outer situations. So it is on us, like in the mountains. If it is raining, we can't control the weather, but we can react accordingly. So if it rains, we can put on our raincoat. If it is cold, we are going to put on a jacket. We are not going to change our mood and feel unhappy because it's raining. We are going to do what we have to do.
Mm.
So we should be all the time strong happy because we have chosen, and no matter what happens outside, we're going to deal. We're going to face it.
Right.
It's not going to um, control our mood.
Mm.
Because if we allow that, we are going to be all the time like a tennis ball. And this is not good for us. We don't deserve this kind of life. We're
And I
not
think
a
that's how
ball.
most people feel,
Yes.
especially right now. There's so much information with social media and 24-hour news cycles that if that's where you live with your emotions, you're constantly going to be going up and down. But I love that quote, and I should 100% make this into a bumper sticker. You can't control life, but you can control how you react to it. That's the only thing you can control. And for me, it didn't come particularly naturally because I was in the military. I was inundated with what was going on in the world. I saw the worst of humanity every day, and looking away was not an option. So I had to constantly catch myself when I start to feel angry, when I start to feel sad. I'm paying enough attention to how I'm feeling to catch myself and ask myself, is this how you want to feel? I can acknowledge the sadness. I can acknowledge the anger and the pain, but is this where I want to live? Is this where I want to sit? So I've trained myself over years to ask myself that question by catching myself in the moment. And that has helped a lot. It took a long time to get to a place where I feel happiness is now my 90%. Like 90% of the time, I'm happy.
Actually,
It
this is good that you are saying because it will help others to realize that it can happen,
absolutely.
even if they don't find easy to apply right now. If you did it, they can also do it.
In whatever job you're in whatever part of the world you're in the mountains, it's a it's like a simplified world. You are trying to survive. And when you're feeling those elements that are really affecting you physically, all you can control, all you have is your emotions. And you're so aware of your body in those moments that it's easy to find out when you're unhappy. It's easy to catch yourself when you're in meetings, when you're talking to your family, when you're listening to television. It's harder to catch it because you're just not paying enough attention.
Yes.
So I remember at one point I used to set an alarm on my phone, and once an hour the alarm would ping and it would just remind me to check in with myself. How do I feel?
Mm, it's good.
And so I was like learning a new skill. And
Mm.
now in meetings, I'll catch myself getting angry or feeling ignored or unseen, and I'll catch myself and I'll remind myself I'm happy, I'm strong, and nothing around me changes that. This is my
A
truth.
good tip. I will also use it.
Yes.
It's a good.
I'm gonna have to put all this stuff on bumper stickers. I'm just gonna start selling bumper stickers. That's gonna be my merch. It's gonna be just bumper stickers. As I find that I love the wisdom that we're talking about here, and we've reached so many of the same almost universal truths from totally different ways, but you can see the result of them when you start to live these truths. Life feels better.
And let me share something also that really helped me, Chris. My mentor, when I was about to climb Mount Everest, because as you mentioned before, I was the first Greek woman who were attempting something like that. He knew that the moment I will come back, all the media and the reporters and people, they would come to me and they would how to say, owe me. Oh no, you know,
They all want something from you.
yes, and they would um, say all the good things, that congratulations, and that suddenly I would become a celebrity in Greece. And he told me something that Kiki, look, be careful. When you're going to go back, all these people, they are going to ask something from you, because they want to take a little bit from your light, from whatever, from your achievement, and you're going to become very popular and beloved, and people would like to be next to you, and all this. It might be exciting and nice, but be careful. Don't let yourself to not allow your feelings to be controlled by this enthusiasm and this appreciation that you're going to receive, because after a while it will fade out.
Mm,
But the moment it will fade out, it won't mean that your light has dimmed. It's only that people have decided to go to another, to another person, to another highlight. But you shouldn't be affected by other people's opinion. And this is important to say because people are taking too much um, attention to what happens to their social media, how many likes they have, if they people reacting or they don't, and that controls their feelings.
hmm.
So it is important to say that we shouldn't allow others to, like, how to say, ourself and our light shouldn't be controlled of others' opinion.
Right.
We are amazing the way we are, even though if others can't see our light. For example, if you put a diamond in um, a drawer and nobody can see it, doesn't mean that it's not a diamond and it shines. But it's only that they can't see it.
Bumper
But
sticker,
it is
by the way.
still a
That's another bumper
diamond.
sticker. You put a diamond in a drawer, it's still a diamond. That's another bumper
Yes.
sticker.
Yes. So it's important that you're a diamond. It doesn't matter if people they don't see you.
Mm,
You are. So you should always believe in yourself and in your light and in your amazing things that you have within and do whatever makes you happy.
yeah.
Others' opinions shouldn't control your feelings.
It's so important. And we live in a world where people have opinions of everything and they have opinions of us. If we let them control how we feel about ourselves, we're going to be in a traumatic relationship. That's a toxic relationship.
Exactly.
And you start to chase it. You start to chase that adoration instead of looking inside and saying, what makes me happy?
Exactly.
It's like it gives you a dopamine hit. It actually triggers your brain when you get one of these likes or a nice comment. You're like,
Yes.
ooh, that felt good.
Yes,
And you
yes.
start to hunt it. But that's not true love. Certainly it's not true happiness. That comes from something you hold.
Exactly.
When you do, nobody can take it away from you and they don't even add to it. It's all external. So how did you do with it when you came back from Everest?
Uh, to be honest, every time I come back from a mountain, I feel so fulfilled and
Mm,
so happy within me. So I don't really care what others think about me. Of course, I'm lucky because people love me and they show and express their admiration.
mm,
So that feels good. But because I know who I am and I am already full, so their enthusiasm doesn't add anything extra to me
right.
because I am already a diamond.
Mm,
But of course, it's nice
mm.
to. For me, what is important is that I feel after every climb that I have to give. I want to share my experience because it has helped me, and I want to give back all these gifts that the mountains gave to me so freely. And this is what happens usually after every climb that I want to speak, to express, and share.
I must give you a shout out for that. You are one of the three that made it to summit. That was a very rough summit day on Aconcagua. The weather was against us. The mountain, she wanted to rage, and you had to walk through her rage if you wanted to get up there. So how was that experience different for you?
In every mountain I go, I always say that I'm going to give my best self. I'm going to be as strong as I can, and I'm going to give my everything. I'm not going to stop for nothing,
Mm,
and I will stop only if she will tell me that now you have to stop. And I am really strict with that thing that I'm not going to stop for nothing. Only if the mountain will tell that, Kiki, now you have to go back. It's only it is this is my only limit. How to say that the only condition
mm.
that I allow myself to stop. So even though I was struggling a lot, it was really difficult because it is because for 15 hours we were going up, up, up non-stop in a really hazardous storm with very less oxygen.
A little bit of
And
lightning, a little
and
bit
the
of hail.
lightning, yes, it was quite dangerous actually, huh?
It was a lot.
Yes, but this is my mentality when I am there. I just think I am doing my praying inside. I say that, Kiki, you are strong, you are bold, you can do it,
Mm.
and the God is with you, and that's all. Just put your leg in front of the other and do the next step and don't stop. It
Mm.
doesn't matter how much you are aching, how tired you are, you're going to do it. You can do it actually. Because I know that the mind is doing whatever it can to convince me to go down.
It does. It
So I
gets
know that
louder. It gets
it is
louder than.
louder, yes. So I know it is very tricky.
Yeah.
So I have to overpass this voice
Mm.
and doesn't and don't let it to control my steps. So although my mind is screaming, Kiki, what are you doing? Go down. I am keeping going up.
Mm.
And this is actually what the other climbers also did. Do you remember the German guy, Mark? He
Yes.
also said that for me, quitting wasn't a choice.
He was incredible because he's not a professional trekker. He had done
Exactly.
Kilimanjaro a couple times, but what he was able to do up there was awe-inspiring. He just kept going. He was like, I wasn't going to stop.
Actually, you have to be, how to say, to like to feel like you are in a cocoon
Mm.
and you don't allow all the outer voices to be loud and just keep on walking.
Yeah.
Also, my mentor and trainer in Everest, this is what he told me while going up to the top of Everest. That, Kiki, don't listen and don't think of anything. Actually, don't think. This is actually very wise in the mountains. Don't think. Just walk. Because the more you think, the more all these doubts are getting bigger and louder in your mind. So just walk
Mm.
and listen to the mountain, only to the mountain.
It's a great lesson for life. Is our mind, it's there to keep us alive. It's important. It's important to remind us to eat and tell us not to jump in front of a bear. But for most daily events, it's just noise. It doesn't realize it's getting in the way. It's just trying to keep you alive. So you you can not focus on that. You can focus on something else because the mind does, it creates barriers that just aren't necessarily there. And when you start
Um,
asking yourself, can I do this? Why am I doing this? That's that's a tipping point. You're pretty much convincing yourself to stop?
When we reached the point at Independencia, there was, one very specific stop that we did during our hike at Aconcagua,
Right.
and the rest of the team had to go back. If
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah, that was,
remember that?
you guys talked about whether to go on because of
Yes.
the weather.
Yes, there was one point where I found that my mind was talking louder than my desire. And for one moment, I said that, okay, maybe I can go down because I was already tired. I was already freezing. I
Mm.
was already sick and tired of all this. I was tired and cold.
It was a tough
So for a
environment.
moment, I said, okay, maybe I can go down with the rest of the team.
Mm.
And then something happened in in my stomach, in my heart, in my mind. And I say, Kiki, what are you doing? Why, you are quitting? What is this? And I realized that it was my, how to say, the other self, the devil,
Mm.
who wanted to keep me in my comfort zone. And there was a conflict between my bold self and my more relaxed one.
Mm.
And I'm happy that sometimes, that all the times actually, my bold self wins, because we are used to be in comfort zone, but we have to do this step and get out. So even in our daily life, we should do small things to get out of our comfort zone in order to feel comfortable in um, in being, in
Mm.
continuing doing what we do, even when we feel uncomfortable. So for me, when I am at the house or when I'm training in my everyday life, I always do this extra mile, this extra push up, the extra effort
Mm.
in order to keep on doing when I feel already uncomfortable. Because when I am in the mountain, I know that I'm going to feel uncomfortable and I will have to keep on going, even I don't feel good.
Mm. And there's truth on the other side of that discomfort. There's something new. There's a part of yourself you haven't met yet. So if we
Exactly.
allow discomfort to be our line in the sand, there's a part of ourselves we're never going to meet.
Exactly.
So I love that, and I'm glad. It's wonderful to hear that even you who have done all of this stuff had that inner monologue. Like maybe today is not the day to
Yes.
go up this mountain,
Yes.
because that's why when seeing you trek is another level of, it's another mentality, it's another mental strength. Doing these things is not about physical strength, not by itself, certainly. It's not even mental strength. It's a culmination of all of it. You have to be whole.
Exactly.
You have to bring everything into the game together, and they all have to play in the same direction. Everything
Exactly.
has to be on board to do this. So it was so beautiful, and you could feel it, just this centering. Everything was on the same page. The mind, the body, the spirit, we're all on the same page. We've got the same goal. So let's enjoy it.
Yes. And it's like a small puzzle, like a Jenga
Mm.
play, yeah? So you have to be careful every day. It's not only the last day, the summit day, that you have to be focused and strong and bold. It's all the procedure from the very first day. And this is a very good lesson that when you want to do something in your life, you have to be focused and disciplined right from the beginning. Because if you do a small mistake during the process, it might create a gap which will create, which will weaken the, the
The
puzzle.
whole structure, yes.
It doesn't mean that mistakes are not accepted,
Mm,
but I mean that you have to be focused and don't allow your um, your desire, that's why I say that discipline is very important because sometimes we're not in the mood to be to do what we have to do, but we have to be disciplined and do it and be free from our desire.
mm,
Because the moment we are free from our desire and we keep on doing what we have to do, we are free.
mm. Yeah, the Jenga analogy is really beautiful. And it's your every movement, every decision compounds in these situations. So if you are not being careful, if you're pushing yourself too hard too early, if you're not feeding yourself appropriately, if you're not taking care of yourself the way that you're supposed to, every day gets harder and all of those decisions compound. And that's very much like life. That doesn't mean you look back on yourself and judge and hate yourself. Be gentle with those decisions. Learn learn from that and do differently next time. But that's very much life.
And there is no actually failure, it's only a lesson.
Hmm.
So if somebody didn't make it one day, it doesn't mean that he is not capable.
Right.
He has to do, he has to go back and think why
Mm.
things didn't work. Did he do something that he shouldn't? He overdid maybe, or he was more careless. For me, there are only lessons.
Mm.
There are no failures. You just
Yeah.
have to learn from the procedure and go back stronger and more focused the
Mm.
next time and more happy.
Yes. And
Because it's
biggest
important to be very um, how to say, to have very clear in your mind why you are doing what you are doing.
absolutely. And I definitely because I'm not a trucker, it's not something that I do it because my husband loves it. So my motivation is very much the experience. It's to have adventures.
Mhm.
It's to go day by day, to meet people, to spend those moments with him. So I measure my experiences very differently, and I feel like I collect adventures. Every unique experience, seeing a rainbow in the clouds, that was a very cool adventurous moment, and I collect those. So that's where I find my joy. I'm not super hard on myself about the physical abilities. I just like the moments, and I'm willing to go through the discomfort to collect more moments.
Yes. The more we go into discomfort places, the more we learn about ourselves, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
And the greater the struggle, the greater the pleasure.
yes, absolutely. And Carl Jung, a famous philosopher, talked about the greatest adventure of life is getting to meet yourself, getting to
Exactly.
find out who you are. And it's constantly unfolding, it's never done. We aren't finished people. So every moment we stand a little straighter, feel a little bit more joy, allow the discomfort without allowing it to dictate what we do, we get another puzzle piece. We get to pull another Jenga piece and see who we are now. What does the structure look like now? That's another perspective, right, that you gain from traveling. You see parts of the world that most people don't. You see how humans live all over the world.
You see, Chris, sorry for interrupting you, but we are women, and I have in my recent trip in Kyrgyzstan, I realized how less, and you have been to Afghanistan, I think, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How less opportunities women have, just because they are women,
Mm-hmm.
not because of human beings, because of the sex,
Yep.
the opportunities they have are limited. So I think that equality is really important, freedom is really important. Whereas for me in Greece, these are things that we don't have to fight. We have them, but it's
Right.
not for everybody. The more I travel, the more I understand, and I feel like we have to be more open, more having more understanding for others. Actually, have more understanding.
It makes you very grateful for what we do have in the countries that we live in, and it puts a lot of those arguments into perspective too.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
We're
Thank you.
arguing nuance where other people are fighting for life, and that's a really important thing to understand and be gentle with each other because our differences are so much smaller than the things that we have in common, especially in countries that do have more freedoms. It allows personal expression. That's not something that most people are allowed to do in the world.
Exactly.
It's important to feel that, not just understand that intellectually, that we are very lucky. We're lucky to be alive. We're lucky to have what we have. We're lucky to be able to speak and do these things as women.
And also, it's something that doesn't have to do with what we are already saying, but because as a woman, I receive very, very often one question.
Mm.
People are asking me, Kiki, how it is for you to be a woman and climb high mountains? And I freak out with this kind of questions, like, why? If I am a man,
Do you
what's
ask
the
men that?
difference?
Yes.
Yes, I wish that one day I wouldn't receive this kind of questions.
Yeah.
And it's sad that why people are seeing women as something less strong,
Mm.
with less abilities and capabilities. Because as a mountaineer, if you ask me, I feel like women are much better
Mm.
and stronger. If you ask me, because we are more adaptable, we are more adaptive,
Mm-hmm.
and we deal better in uh, different conditions. We
And
can
discomfort. We're pretty good at
discomfort.
handling discomfort. Yes.
Yes, and the pain, we can accept more easily the pain,
Mm-hmm.
whereas men they can't. So I wish that one day more women would be out there without hesitating because they are women.
Mm.
Recently, one reporter asked me, Kiki, how was for you to be there as a woman to go to the loot or, all these kind of things? And I say, this is not important when you are out there because your survival, it's much more important. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to do with the sex. You
Yeah.
have to realize and understand and distinguish the important things when you are out there.
Absolutely. It's
But
funny.
people will,
I actually thought when I was putting together questions, I was like, should I ask that? I was like, no, that's stupid. I know what it's
no.
like.
Yes,
It
yes.
being,
Everybody is asking, but
yeah.
okay, I can give some practical tips if you want. But this is not the question.
Yes.
It's
Buy a
exactly the same.
shiwi. A shiwi is life changing. But yes, gender doesn't matter up there. It
Exactly.
doesn't. Uh, does it make some things more complicated? Yes, you have to walk farther away to pee. I mean,
Yes,
that is a truth, but it does not change your ability to do it.
exactly.
So we've talked about evolving and meeting yourself. When you look at who you've become, is there is there a next Kiki that you want to meet? Is there a woman that's still in mind for you, a goal, an aspiration?
Yes, always there is a new Kiki that I want to meet and explore. And this is actually the magic in life
Mm.
that always keep on moving exploring yourself and going higher and higher because you don't know how high you can go unless you really go for it. So for me, the next goal is going to Antarctica in a really cold place. And you know that I hate cold places, but this is for me that keeps me motivated. That even though I don't like cold places, I go and I do
Mm,
things like that because it makes me stronger. And the moment I have chosen to be a mountaineer, I know that I have to accept and embrace.
hmm Are you planning on doing Denali?
Denali, I'm going to do it next June.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll come to
So,
Anchorage and support you from the ground.
yes.
I like
That sounds
Alaska.
good.
Do not want to climb Denali. No, no, thank you.
No way,
But I
yeah.
love Alaska. Alaska is very beautiful.
This is a good thing with climbing actually because you are exploring new places. Whereas if I wouldn't go to Denali, I would never reach these remote places. Why
Right.
to struggle that much? Why to go to those extreme and remote places? But climbing for me is the very nice, a very it's a unique vehicle which
Mm,
takes me to all these amazing places around the world where
yes.
very few people have the opportunity to go. And I'm really feel blessed for
Mm.
having this opportunity.
It's that adventure. It's getting to see other humans and how they live and meeting international people on these hikes. It's worth it. And whether your discomfort is climbing a mountain or just going for a trek in the woods, there's something really important on the other side of that discomfort. And I think that's my biggest takeaway from this conversation. So I love that idea. What is making you a little nervous? Okay, try that. See what it looks like on the other end because it could get
Yeah.
addictive.
Yes. And the thing is that when you finish one project, one very big project, the thing is to keep yourself, motivated to do something new, maybe something completely new, not maybe you were going to change the field or the subject of your adventures. But it is important to keep on moving because
Mm,
people, when they fulfill one goal, a very big goal, sometimes they feel depressed because now they don't have.
yeah.
Sometimes people are asking me, Kiki, you have been to Everest now, you don't have to go anywhere higher. But no, the mentality is that you are going higher than Everest
Mm,
because Everest is only the beginning. Because the world is amazing, it's big, and you have to explore it.
mm. Amen.
Yes.
Kiki, thank you so much for this conversation. So many beautiful takeaways from that.
I hope so that you're going to find some beautiful things to
Some
take.
beautiful nuggets in there. Yes. No, it's
Yes.
it's it's gorgeous, and I love hearing how you found so much inner truth on this path. There's no one path to find yourself, and yours is a very unique path. Not everybody wants to climb
Really,
Everest.
I'm grateful for them. Chris, the mountains have given me so much, how to say, I have found myself. I am so happy, and
Yeah.
I can't really understand how it's possible, but I am.
Mm.
This is the amazing thing that we can become so happy just for having nothing. It's easy, actually, and we all deserve. So let's try. Okay.
Yes. Yes, you deserve it. If this conversation resonated, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please like and share with someone who needs to or is willing to push a little bit because the journey is the life, it's the point, and finding yourself is a superpower. So, whether you summit or just go out and walk in nature, find something that helps you connect. And For Kiki, thank you so much for joining me. I will post all your links below. Follow her adventures on Instagram and her website. See what she's involved with, TED Talks. Until next time, love and light.
See you on top.
See you on the top.